Good morning, everybody. Wake up in Provincetown. This week featuring Can I have some coffee? Make it strong, please. Hey! Oh!
It's his 50th birthday today. You want to call him? We should.
Oh my god, there's bats and so cute.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, October 29th, 2021. It's Spooky Bear weekend.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm great.
It's
How are
almost
you?
Halloween.
Yeah,
Aren't you excited?
I'm so excited. It's gay Christmas.
Where's your costume?
Couldn't get it together
Why?
because it's 9 a.m.
You're busy.
Yeah.
You're like, this is a very busy 2-week stretch for you.
Yeah, this last 2 weeks were really crazy. I've been, this Sunday feels like my finish line because the Red Inn will be closing, which frees up a lot of my time. But I'm definitely dragging myself to the finish line at this point.
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my costume. Ready? I know I've done a variation of this before, but here it is.
Crustacean weed.
Yes.
Um,
Close.
Lobster marijuana. Any guesses?
The first person to call in and guess this right.
Crawfish leaf.
Crawfish leaf.
Crawfish leaf. Yes, Mark, very good. Crawfish leaf.
Lobster Canada.
Canada. Oh, Jesus. So what'd you do this week?
This week was busy, but a ton of fun. After the show Friday, I worked here at the brewery, and then when I was out, I continued my birthday
Celebration?
stretch.
Stretch.
Yeah, I extended it to 3 days. But Friday night, I went to tea, and then I went to dinner at Cafe Heaven after the night after my surprise party at Cafe Heaven. With Sedgwick and Joe, and it was a lot of fun. It was really cute.
And then Saturday you called in sick to work.
I didn't call in sick.
You didn't go to work on Saturday.
Someone offered to cover my shift, and I said yes.
And you said to that person, I'm very hungover, thank you for working for me.
What was funny, he actually texted me that night, and I was like, no. I was like, I should like cut my birthday celebration, like cut it. People are annoyed. People are going to be like, please go back to work. I don't want to buy you drinks anymore. But then I woke
2
up.
days is not enough. You
Yeah,
can,
I know.
You get a week.
Yeah.
Even if it's like not a big birthday, you get a week.
Great.
And then on the big ones, you get a month.
But then I called him the next morning. I was like, do you still want to work? Because that's how I felt.
He's still asking to work for me tomorrow.
Me too.
Oh, you guys, now's a good time to let you know that the Red Inn's only open for 3 more shifts.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the shifts to us. 3 more days
Right.
for you people that
3
go
more
to it.
dining opportunities.
Yes. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Halloween is
Yeah.
our last night. Thank you all so much for a very interesting 2021. Busy,
was great.
fun. It was great,
Yeah.
ultimately. It was just so wild.
We got to see a lot of faces that we hadn't seen in about 2 years, so that was very nice.
That was a really nice part of it.
Oh, also, while I was at Cafe Heaven on Friday night with Cedric and Joelle, someone sent us a round of drinks for our birthday, and the server pointed out the gentleman who ordered them for us, and I didn't have my glasses on, I couldn't see them, and then like 5 minutes later I went to get up to like thank him, and he had left. So I'm thinking it's someone who watches the show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
How very sweet.
Yeah.
You guys, we have a great show for you today. It is our Halloween special. Horror master Austin Tyler is on hand to give us his 5 scariest films of all time.
Yeah. Well, his 5 scariest.
His favorite 5 scary movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
No spoilers?
No, it was like kind of the most like the most intriguing scary movies. Like scary and scary for weird reasons kind of
okay.
thing. Yeah.
Cool.
It was really great. Yeah.
No, he knows horror better than anyone else I know.
Yeah, we were filming the segment's a little over 10 minutes, and I think we hung out for like 3 hours. He's just so fun to hang out with and chat with. It was just so much fun.
And our newly married seamstress, Janet Jorgaleska Souza, is here with Alan Cancelino. They, of course, run the Red Room together, which has a lot of fun events this weekend. I'm so glad that Spooky Bear is back. back.
Yeah, I'm surprised Alan was able to tear himself away from House LaRue because that's got to be a busy week for them.
I know. What time does the store open today? 12. Good for you. Yeah, if you haven't figured out your costume yet, like us, you can still go to House LaRue and pick up some pieces for yourself starting at noon today.
It's also great for just like getting that last thing. You know what I mean?
The piece that really completes.
Yeah, no matter what you are, you could definitely walk through House LaRue and grab one or two more things to add to your costume to really knock it out of the park.
That's where I got that bitch hat. It looks like a cop hat, but it says bitch on it that I wore to the beauty pageant here. Do you remember that?
Yeah. No, I stopped in yesterday to get some supplies, and they had a beanie that said rich in plastic.
You should have. Did you get it?
No.
You should have that.
I'm thinking about
maybe
it.
it's still your birthday and somebody will get you that. Person who bought him drinks at Cafe Heaven the other night.
He's done his work.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. How was your weekend? What did you do this past weekend?
Well, on Sunday, let's do this earlier than not. So last Sunday, a brand new show opened at the Commons. It's a collaborative group show. I've never seen anything like it, where each set of pieces was a collaborative effort between two artists. So there was like a section that was Mark Adams and Mike Sullivan. It was
Cute.
Jen Bradley and Michael Stutz. It was Jay Critchley and Jamie D'Souza. So everything that you looked at was something that two people made together. Donna Pomponi. Remember when we had Donna on the show? She was talking about what she was working on with Jimmy Lee. And hearing her talk about it gave me an idea of what it would look like. And then you walk into the room and you see it and you're like, oh my,
Yeah, I was at the Commons last night and got to see that piece in particular, and it was really stunning.
And the big red clock.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go inside of it?
Inside? I didn't know there was
Yes!
an inside.
Well, you're going to get to see what the inside of the clock looks like. This is 2 minutes of the show that's up until Sunday, so you still have 2.5 more days to go see it. This is 2 minutes from my time at the Commons last Sunday. Check
Cute.
this out. So that show is going to be up for a couple more days. Go check it out. It's everybody involved in it is a beautiful, lovely, amazing, talented person. You got to go yesterday?
Yeah, well, the reason I was at the Commons last night was, I don't know if you all know Todd Flaherty, but he is a filmmaker, and he was in town all summer. He was in a show at the Provincetown Theater.
He was in Glass Menagerie.
Glass Menagerie, that's which one it was. But he's really incredible, and he's making a film. They had to film one more scene. It was kind of like a bingo hall scene, and me and Mackenzie were featured in it as the bingo callers.
Did you wear all that padding that you wore to
No,
this?
I was slightly less padded because the film seems really cool. I got a glimpse into what it was kind of about. It's called Chrissy Judy. It's starring Todd Flaherty and his friend Wyatt, and the two of them play best friends, Chrissy and Judy. They live in New York together and have a drag show, and then Chris decides to leave New York, and he's like, I want to stop doing drag, I need a break, blah, blah, blah. He leaves and moves to Philly, and the scene we were shooting was kind of Judy going to visit him and realizing he's still doing drag and kind of having a hard time with that because he's like, did you want to take a break from drag or did you want to take a break from me? Right, exactly. But it was really cute. Me and Mackenzie were in full drag, and that was a lot of fun. It felt weird being in drag next to Mackenzie, who's so incredible at it, and me being my second time in drag and like trying to keep up. She was really incredible. But yeah, Todd painted me. It was a lot of fun.
It's hard to break up with a friend.
Oh, totally.
That's an interesting topic for a movie.
Yeah, and I also feel like it's a very specific gay experience.
Oh, very.
I'm sure straight people do that too or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
but,
sure straight people move to another city and stop doing drag to get away from their best friend.
Exactly.
It's a very tale as old as time in the straight community. Right, guys?
Any straight people here? Oh wait, Janet's here.
Janet is.
Yeah.
Then Monday, of course, we hosted trivia, which it was fun to be back in the tap room. That was the beginning of the inclement weather, so we were forced inside, and then the week just got more and more wild after that.
Yeah.
How was your nor'easter?
So I worked at the Red Inn on Tuesday night, and leaving there, it was a little windy, a little breezy. But then I went home into bed, and I was awoken at like 4 o'clock because the wind at my house was so crazy. And I ended up having to put earplugs in because it was just like stressing me out. Every time a big gust would come, I'd be like, because I live in kind of the woods with like, what are those tall, skinny pine trees called?
Pine trees.
No, they're called something specific, like
Pine trees.
Devil's lettuce.
pitch pines. Thank you, Trevor. But they literally.
Bitch pines.
Bitch pine.
Jesus Christ. they literally like sway in the wind, and I just was like waiting for one to just come crashing through my bedroom windows or like hear it hit my car.
Have you ever seen Poltergeist?
No.
I had never seen it either, and the other night I was watching it. It was on TV. There's a scene where like a tree comes, like the little boy is looking out the window going, "Dad, that tree scares me." And of course the dad's like, "You're being a pussy, go to bed." I'm paraphrasing. And then of course, when the poltergeist takes over the property, the tree goes and like grabs the kid and like starts to swallow him.
Yeah, that's
Spoiler alert.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah.
You have to be careful.
Yeah. And that's when I also realized that the power was out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And did not come back on until 4 o'clock
Yeah.
on Wednesday. For some of us, some people didn't get it back till 7 or 8.
We
Some
got it
people
back at
still
7.
Don't have their power.
But so I woke up, I had a haircut appointment, and I was like, I
You're not
don't
gonna do that.
I don't know. But also, AT&T, from what I understand, people with AT&T didn't have cell phone service, and I am a person with AT&T, so I know it's only been like 20 or 30 years since the internet and cell phones and all this, but like I didn't have cell phone service or electricity, and I was like, what do people do?
I know.
But
'Cause normally, even in a storm, you can still text somebody down
Yeah.
the street. You couldn't do anything.
But Stop and Shop had Wi-Fi, so my plan was after I rinsed my hair in the sink because I knew we weren't gonna have a ton of hot water, drove to the barber shop to see if like maybe they were there. I didn't want to just not show up because I didn't have my phone to check. I figured I'd drive down there and like see if maybe they were, like their clippers were charged and we were doing haircuts. But then I went back home and my roommate told me that Stop and Shop had Wi-Fi, so I went and parked in the parking lot to see if I could like.
Get on Grindr.
Yes. No.
Or what's the one called?
Just to like check. I don't know what
Or
you're
what's
talking
the
about.
map one? What's it called?
Anyway, but as I was going to Stop and Shop, Trevor passed me with Joe and Sunny, and they were coming to check on me.
Aww.
Yeah, they were all lucky enough to have Verizon and woke up in the morning and were like, "There's no power. I have a gas stove. Let's make pancakes." And I obviously wasn't responding, so they came to make sure that I was alive and not crushed in my bed under a tree.
I'm in a group chat where everybody was like, "Oh my God, I don't have any hot water. Oh my God, I don't have this. I don't have that." And so of course I went and took the coldest shower that I've ever taken in my whole life, and then realized that my hot water was working fine, and I was just trying to authentically commiserate with everybody who was suffering in cold water.
You didn't even like try to set it to hot?
No, I'm kidding. That's just a joke. No, it was not working. Like it was literally the coldest shower that I've ever taken in my life. I was like, this won't be that bad. It'll like really wake me up.
And it's like the fastest shower you'll ever take.
Yeah.
Because you like literally go to rinse and you're, oh my
Like
God, oh my God.
ice cold
Yeah.
shivering. And I heard that the gusts were like 97 miles an hour that night.
Yeah.
Early that morning. It was really, really windy. What is the difference between a nor'easter and a hurricane? Is it just where we are in the country?
I think
what we call
where it begins.
Where it begins.
Yes. Hurricanes have to begin in the tropics. Everyone at home is being like, you fucking idiot, you're wrong.
No, Marcus
Is that right?
said yes.
And nor'easters start northeast of the tropics.
Oh, so, okay, I got it. Well, whatever it was wicked.
Yeah.
There are still towns in the Commonwealth right now without power.
There are still Provincetown residents without power.
Here, still?
I think the most recent update was last night from Alex Morrison. He said that 97 people still didn't have power. And I was like, who are these people? What do they need? Help them.
You can park at Stop and Shop and get on all of your hookup apps, even if you don't have hot water or power yet. What is the name of the app?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it a secret thing?
No.
That people don't know about?
It's not morning show material.
Everything that we talk about is not morning show
I guess that's
material.
true. But then I went and hung out at Trevor and Joe's, which was really great because they have a ton of bright windows.
And hot water, right?
Did you have?
go? They still had hot
Oh.
water. Yeah,
Oh.
Eric had hot water. Some people never
I
lost
wish
hot
I
water.
would have known because I went home to shower. But and their apartment was even brighter because the tree on their balcony fell. Didn't hit their place, thankfully. Just the Foxbury.
A lot of really big downed trees, though. Like if you drove
Yeah.
across Route 6. Oh my God! So I was driving across Route 6 to look at all the storm damage, and of course the one traffic light in Provincetown was out, and so you're going onto the highway, and everybody has to just kind of like stop and wait.
be like,
and no, it was like really, really polite, and I was like, Eric, look at all these people waiting for each other to go, and he was like, except that guy, and we were going through the intersection to cross over to Nelson Ave and all that, and somebody coming like 60 miles an hour, didn't slow down, didn't blink an eye, and like almost crashed right into us.
Jesus.
And I'm like, everybody but that guy. Like I'm like that. It was like we weren't even there. Like we're a Jeep in the middle of an intersection, and they missed us by like 2 feet. And I'm like, what's wrong with people?
Right.
It's probably the person that bought you those drinks.
Why?
I don't know, because I know they're watching. Just be careful out there, especially when the lights are out.
Yeah. But a lot of places were closing. As I was sitting at Trevor's, I was like, I do not want to have to go in and work right now, which I think is where you were as well.
Oh yeah.
Just because I knew I was going to have to take a cold shower. If I did, it was going to be weird. Things weren't going to be working. And thankfully, the Red Inn decided to close for that day.
All right.
So me and Bob ended up getting the day off, which was great. We could kind of just relax into reading a book or hanging with friends, which is what I was doing, playing cards, doing that kind of thing. But there were a lot of places still open, and I just want to thank every person who went into work that day because I know the joy I felt when I found out that we were closed, and I know that never came for those people.
I know. And like at 11 o'clock in the morning when Peter was going to work to see if it was still there, he's like, I bet I have to go see if the Red Inn fell into the ocean. And I was already on the couch with donuts and a magazine.
And you're like, it better have.
Well, he was like, you should be prepared to go to work. Like, they're going to make the call at like 3. And I was like, I already have an Entertainment Weekly in my hand. And
I'm here all
covered-
day.
I'm covered in blankets. Like, I'm not moving from here.
Yeah.
So then I was like, please, please, please don't open.
Yeah. Me and a few friends went to have dinner at Nappy's.
How was?
It was amazing. I've been there every week for the last 3 weeks. I truly enjoy Nappy's.
Do you get the same thing every time?
A chicken parm.
Oh, you love a chicken parm.
You know it. And they have a great chicken parm. Yeah.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Are they like all done up for Halloween in there?
They're done up in the typical way that they're done up.
In the nappies way.
Yeah. I love every time I go, we bring a few new people. I've been going the past 3 weeks with Sunny and Joe, and then Todd came with us last week, and then it was a group of 6 this week. And we always make people pick out their their totem, I guess you would say, the piece of art that represents you. Mine is the lizard bird. Do you know the lizard bird?
No.
It's by a little two-top. It's this lizard with wings.
I guess I don't go there frequently enough
You gotta.
to have all the art pieces memorized, the totems.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there next week. When
It's
we're
great.
closed, when we have all the time in the world, but not the
Yeah.
money to go to restaurants.
Right. Exactly.
Yay!
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Did you get up to anything fun while the power was out?
Yeah, so I want to show you guys. So, of course, we were that idiot car that was driving around in the storm because we wanted to see what was going on. Eric and I drove out to Race Point to look at the water, and I've very, very rarely seen this much white water at the beach. Jonathan, do you have that little 10-second white water video? I mean, it's hard to tell how loud and windy and wet it was, but to look at the ocean and see like almost all white, I'm like, that's wild for here.
Yeah.
And then of course we came into town, and you know that giant talking bear that sits out in front of the Provincetown House of Pizza?
It talks?
It talks.
Oh, I did
we
not
heard it
know
say
that.
something. It had blown over, and this is what it said. Look, watch this.
I just had an extra large steak bomb, and now I feel like this.
The bear had just finished an extra large steak bomb and was laying there like, oh, because the storm had blown it over.
Kill you. But me and Bob highly endorse the steak bomb from
I
Provincetown House of
absolutely
Pizza.
endorse, hands down, with no reservations, a large or extra large steak bomb from the Provincetown House of Pizza.
Yeah, I brought one to work the other day, and Bob's like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Do you want some?" And he's like, "This is amazing."
I was like, I grew up near Philly, and this is a damn good cheesesteak.
Yeah.
So P-Hop, shout out. Props, mad props. But it was wild, like to see all these things blown over. That big blue chair somehow made it through the storm, survived the
Yeah.
storm.
I always find it really sad when trees fall down.
I
'Cause
do
they've been there for
too.
so long.
But a lot of you will be happy to hear that the pickleball court blew away
Great.
in the middle of that storm. I mean, they may have put it back by now, but for like a whole day, it was gone.
I want to thank all of the Eversource workers and the people who worked so tirelessly to get us all back online. Based on the damage and everything that was happening, they expected it to be a multi-day event, and it was not even a day.
No.
Yeah.
It was miraculous, actually.
Yeah.
So thank you, Eversource. Thank you to our town workers and officials.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the lights that are on in here.
Yeah.
It's great.
Thank God.
So that was the storm. We go back to work tonight. Do we have a minute for a birthday call, or should we do that
Yeah.
later?
Let's do a birthday call.
So this person is turning, or turned, a big number today. I know he's awake. This is like the middle of the day for this person.
Right?
This is not at all early for this 50-year-old baby.
I love when people come on the show and I'm like, "Thank you so much for waking up this early." They're like, "It's 9 o'clock."
Yeah, they're like, I've been up for 3 hours. I've like had a whole work day.
I'm like, "Oh,
We're night people, though.
yeah."
I think he's gonna let it go to. Isn't that funny? That that's how I have his name
Might
saved in
have to
there.
change that.
Shut up. What's the name of that app? That hookup app? Just tell me what the name of it is.
No.
Your call has been forwarded.
Cade, happy 50th birthday
Yeah.
to our dear friend Cade, who lives down the street. He's celebrating all weekend long. If you see him out, I mean, you might not recognize him because he might be in a costume, but if you see Cade, wish him a happy birthday for us.
Yeah. There's so much stuff going on this weekend.
Tons.
Yeah. Tonight there is the Flip Cup tournament here at the Provincetown Brewing Company, hosted by moi and Eric Borg. That's going to be a ton of fun. Can people come like hang? People can come hang. Come hang. The teams are booked. There's going to be 10 teams competing.
Wow.
How many?
Is it like bracket style?
What? 20,
20
teams.
teams.
10 tables, 20 teams. Wow. There's going to be a lot. It's going to be a ton of fun. There's a prize for best costume, so people are going to be decked out. It's 7 o'clock. Yeah, perfect. I should know, but yeah. Come hang out. It's going to be tons of fun. Also happening at the brewery this weekend, tomorrow, is the Rainbow Connection Party. That is from 7 to 10. Andrew Haig is going to be spinning some tunes. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's kind of the kind of gap between Tea Dance and the club. So stop on by. Come hang.
Yeah.
What else is going on this weekend?
Everything. I mean, Janet and Ellen are going to tell us what's going on at the Red Room. What's going on at the Crown?
Dancing. American Harry story.
You?
No.
Harry.
With an I. Harry with an
Oh.
I. Yeah.
American Harry. Oh, Spooky Bear. I get it.
Yeah. I also think there's a few tickets left, very few, so I would get on it literally right now, to João Santos' show at the post office at 7:30 this Sunday. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I think the theme is like witchy vibes,
Yeah.
so like witchy stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's going to be some surprise special guests.
Are you singing a song?
I don't know. It's going to be a surprise.
Before we get to Austin's top 5 scariest movies of all time, I have to. So, spoiler alert: if you haven't seen the new Halloween movie, I just
Oh,
went
right.
yesterday.
Give us
to
a
see
review.
it. I just saw it yesterday. If you are planning on seeing it tonight or this weekend and you don't want to hear any spoilers, just press mute for like a minute. So I'm specifically going to talk about one scene in the movie. So Michael Myers' childhood home is like a big part of this film series. Like, you know, he's always trying to get home. On the original 1978 movie poster, it says, "The night he came home." It's all about him returning to Haddonfield. Of course, in 2018, this movie is set in 2018, the only people that would buy a house notorious for all these murders is a
Dumb white people.
middle-aged gay couple.
Oh, yeah.
So they have this like it's done up in the way that only a middle-aged gay couple would do, and half of the couple is Michael McDonald, who was on Mad TV.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
Store.
so it's comedians, and so you're watching this scary movie, and I'm like, I'm a little offended that they're like, oh, these like two faggots who had done up this house, and then of course he comes home, and I guess props to the people that made this movie for making the victims black, white, gay, like everybody gets it in this
Oh, great.
movie. And who hasn't met an annoying middle-aged faggot and wanted to put their fingers on his eyes and pressed until he stopped breathing?
Or have you never bartended at the Red Inn?
But literally, he takes this gay dude's face, he's like, "Arr!" And it's like, and I was like, that's what is so fun about horror movies. You're like, I've always wanted to do this to someone.
Oh my God.
And
Is that what's so fun about horror movies?
Yeah, you are relating to the murderer. That they literally, Halloween was one of the first horror films that gave you from the killer's perspective. You're inside the mask, you hear him breathing. The filmmakers want you to relate to the killer because there's that darkness inside all of us, especially you.
That's my Halloween costume. I'm a serial killer. They look just like everyone else.
I had a lot of fun. I can't wait for the next one. I will go to the movie. This was my first time in a movie theater in 2 years.
Was it weird?
No, it wasn't weird at all. Because the movie's been out for 2 weeks, so it wasn't packed. And it was just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to sit there and scream, and I'm like shaking the whole time. And Peter was like, "You're gonna have nightmares tonight. You need to calm down." And I was like, "This is why we came here."
I also think everyone was seeing Dune if they were going to the movie theaters.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would definitely see that in the theater too.
Yeah, I want to go. I might try to IMAX. Yeah.
Oh, you're going all the way to the city.
The big city. Usually when I say I'm going to the city, it means biking to Commercial Street. But I might go to an actual city.
Should we show them Austin's list?
Yeah. So this is Austin Tyler. He was on the show last year, and he did his 5 favorite queer horror movies. That's on our YouTube. I'll probably share that again on our Facebook page and our Instagram today, just because that one was so great as well. But this one is his 5 favorite scariest. Yeah, you'll see. It's really great. Yeah. So take it away, Austin. Good morning, everyone. We are here with Austin Tyler, Provincetown's resident horror/Halloween expert. You think that's a fitting title?
I think that's pretty fair. I'd say if this is going to be my casual year-round dress and what you're looking at in my surroundings, those are not Halloween decorations. That's actually year-round decor.
General decor.
Yeah, generally a fair description, I'd say.
Thanks for sitting down with us today.
Oh, 100%.
I'm sure it's a busy week because it's Halloween week.
It is gay Christmas, and it's my Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, all the best holidays in one, because I get to be the full-on freak that I prefer to be most of the time.
Perfect. So we're going to sit down with Austin today and do a countdown of his 5 favorite movies. What's the, not 5 favorite, but what's the theme of these 5 movies?
Okay, so in this case, I was asked to provide the 5 scariest horror movies I've ever seen. But I feel like it's important to describe what kind of horror movie watcher I am, so we're all on the same page.
Right.
Now, a lot of times if you go online, you're on Facebook or reviewing other sites, people said, this wasn't scary, it was awful. I didn't like this at all. I think that's really unfair, because you're going into a theater, you're witnessing somebody else's story that's not yours, and you go in with expectations for something that you feel you should know or should see coming. I don't like that. It's not a Chinese restaurant. I'm not picking 1 from A and 2 from B. I'm there to witness a new story, sit back and just see what you got.
Yeah.
And so for these 5, it's not because they're the scariest of all time or popular opinion. These 5 films are 5 movies that freaked me the heck out.
Okay.
So that's sort of the criteria for this case.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's get going.
All right, let's go.
Okay, let's start from the bottom with number 5.
All right. So number 5 I chose because it's more about what other people thought of this movie. So number 5 is Sinister, starring Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
Now, the brief overview, because I'm going to avoid spoilers, is Ethan Hawke is a true crime writer who gets the genius idea to move into a creepy house in which a very mysterious family wide murder has taken place. Already dark, spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Now, in this case, the way the movie is executed, it's very smartly done as far as sound effects and scares. Now, it's not a jump scare every 5 seconds, but the way they execute just very alien, jarring noises is really, really intelligently done. So I appreciate the heck out of that. It's a little bit of a reinvention of the concept of a boogeyman film.
Okay.
So there's definitely something big, dark, and spooky, but the way in which this character works is very unique. It's not something I've seen before, but something I really liked.
Gotcha.
Now, the reason I picked this, and based on other people's opinions, is there's a project called the Science of the Scare. And what this organization does is they have a collection of about 250 participants sit down with heart monitors and watch a huge collection of horror movies.
Okay.
And so up until very recently, Sinister turned out to be the one with the biggest impact on watchers' heart rates until just recently.
No way.
It was dethroned by 2020's Host. Now, Host, you're like, wait a minute, that sounds suspiciously like Zoom language. And it is.
Oh.
This is literally a movie that came out, was designed, filmed, and created during the pandemic, and takes place in the course of a Zoom meeting. And this film, available on Amazon Prime 2020, is named Host, is now deemed the scariest horror movie in existence. So you get a free bonus movie right there for you.
Nice.
Right? Yeah.
What's next for number 4?
Oh, you knew I was going to hit this topic. Clowns.
How can you have a top 5 scariest without clowns?
I mean, it's just a rule, right?
Right.
And so this one, I started thinking, oh, it's a scary movie. And a few minutes in, I realized, much to my own horror, it's a documentary.
Okay.
This film is called Wrinkles the Clown, and it is just so uncomfortable. So it opens up with this image of a viral video where there's a little girl, maybe 6, 7, sleeping in a bed, and all of a sudden the trundle drawer of the bed opens up, and Wrinkles the Clown, who is this melty, wrinkly, old-looking clown, crawls out of the drawer, puts a teddy bear next to the girl, and then comes up and disables the camera. So nobody is left knowing what happened to this girl or what the story is.
Right.
And as the movie goes forward, it explores why he does this character. And it also explores the public's reaction to him, which is not 100% negative. So in southern Florida, I believe it was, he would end up putting stickers all over Florida with his actual phone number, and you could call and leave him a message, and occasionally he'll answer. As the movie moves forward, you begin to understand, all right, the clown makes me uncomfortable, but the public may be way scarier than the freaking clown.
Always.
Now, the movie, or the documentary, I should say, moves forward, and it kind of explains that Wrinkles the Clown might have been the flashpoint, the beginning point of that rash of clown sightings all over the nation in 2016.
And number 3.
So number 3 is a really interesting film, and it's called The Taking of Deborah Logan. Now, I'm going to say it right up front, it is a found footage film. However, its execution is very, very intelligent and stylish.
Some of those are great.
And
some not
they
so
are,
much.
yeah. Some, it's kind of like, all right, Blair Witch, thank you, it's
Right.
happened 1,000 times now.
Mhm.
But in this case, it follows a college-age group of documentarians following a mother and a daughter living together. The daughter is taking care of the mother, while the mother is dealing with sort of end-stage Alzheimer's and dementia. Now, the thing about this film is you genuinely very quickly begin to care about these characters.
Right.
The daughter is a young, tough, got it all handled lesbian. And the mother is sort of a traditional older lady who very quickly demonstrates that she is not all together. The thing about these two actresses is they very much sell it realistically. So I feel like I know the daughter in real life. And it sort of bridges that question of, is this psychiatric or is there something paranormal going on? And that's been a big question in human history for as long as we've had history. Does somebody have an illness or is it the devil?
Right.
You know, 200 years ago, what was epilepsy? It would have been seen as something demonic or something, you know, evil.
Mm-hmm.
And so the movie does a beautiful job of sort of splitting that, deciding whether or not it's psychiatric or whether it's demonic. And it slowly ramps up the tension where you begin to see it's a combination of both. And some of even just the smaller behaviors on the older actress's part are incredibly unnerving.
Mm-hmm.
And the metaphors it harps on really hit home for a lot of people. So, for example, it deals with the fear of aging, the fear of losing parents, and the loss of control in life. Because
Okay, number two.
number two, now we're moving into the territory of movies that get you after the movie is over. So the movie I'm talking about is Midsommar. And this
I've seen
one,
it.
oh yeah, you've seen it. I mean, we've seen it in the news,
Yeah.
we've seen it dissected. And the thing about this film is it takes a couple of really interesting approaches that I don't see often. First and foremost, this takes place in an area of Sweden where at that time of year, it's light 24/7. So we can't rely on the big scary thing in the woods or the thing hiding in the closet or something jumping out from a dark corner. It's all right there in front of you. So how do you make a situation where you can see everything frightening?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, an American couple who's definitely on the rocks makes their way out to a Swedish commune that basically just turns out to be a freaky murder cult.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a spoiler. You're not getting any
They tell you that you get that vibe up front pretty quickly.
real quick. We're talking, 15 minutes in, you know what the story
Mm-hmm.
is. And I think the thing that really got to me is how friendly and sweet all the commune members seem to be. It's light and it's love and it's clean clothing and it's flower crowns and it's huge meals, all while horrible things are happening to these new visitors to the commune. So the freakiest part, and this is the thing that totally blew my mind, is that the film itself uses cult indoctrination tactics on the viewers in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So as the movie progresses, there's lots of signs of love and joy and peace, and it's a beautiful place. Wouldn't you want to live here? And then every so often, there's a little peek of something that's rather dark. But the love and the peace and the joy and what's called love bombing kind of throws a blanket over that. You sort of very quickly learn to forget the horrible things that have taken place during the course of this film. And so by the end, the audience is under the belief that the cult's crimes are actually kind of okay because our new recruits don't need to go back to their original lives. They found family and a community and support. And if you were of that ilk where you're thinking, oh, good for them, they found who they needed, then the cult has done its job.
Ooh.
And
Okay, Austin. So what gets the top spot for the movie that freaked you out the
oh God, this one got me so bad, so bad. And believe it or not, another documentary.
most? Interesting.
The reason that this documentary scares the hell out of me is because it is based in truth.
Yeah.
So the documentary I'm talking about is called The Nightmare, and it deals explicitly with the topic of sleep paralysis. Now, sleep paralysis is a condition where people will have almost a night terror, where they feel as if they are paralyzed, they can only move their eyes and hear, they're being held down, often choked, and they cannot move with something in the room with them. And it's actually a surprisingly common occurrence. A lot of people would tell you that they have gone through an experience like this.
That's wild.
Right? Horrifying.
Yeah.
So the thing about this film is that it is written by people who, they do want to scare you. There are some built-in frights.
Okay.
But I think there's 8 interviewees. And these are 8 people who have dealt with different forms of sleep paralysis. And they're not actors. So it's not a Hollywood actor setting up a spooky scene to freak me out.
Mm-hmm.
These are just people talking.
Right.
And somehow that is so much more terrifying than someone being actually frightening a la Vincent Price. The thing about this film is if you are somebody who's ever experienced sleep paralysis, I might actually suggest staying away from this.
Okay.
because there are stories of people saying, I had sleep paralysis because of this documentary. So for those of you who are particularly foolhardy or brave, go right ahead, enjoy it. But my suggestion is, if you're going to watch The Nightmare, the documentary, watch it 10 a.m. on a sunny Sunday morning where you have lots else to do, because this particular movie messed with me for about 2 weeks after I saw it. Because every coat on a chair hung in the dark was all of a sudden something coming to get me.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna have to put a little thought into whether I'm gonna.
Scary movie.
No. That was so much fun. I'm gonna check out a few of those movies that I haven't seen yet. Not the sleep paralysis one, because I'm not tempting fate with that one. No, he said that you can. There's reports of people watching it and then having sleep paralysis.
Oh shit.
Like from watching it, and I'm like, no.
Right, the fear made them do it. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
yeah, that's not for me.
I shan't be doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show Janet Jorgaleska Souza and Alan Cancelino. Thank you guys so much for making some time this morning to come on and talk to us.
Thanks
you
for having
us. Yeah.
Of course. Looking forward to Spooky Bear.
Just the whole weekend. It's amazing. We made it this far. Summer's over, and we're at Halloween. Can't believe it.
What do you got going on?
Well, tonight we start the weekend with a comedy act from New York, Sam Morrison, just on the Drew Barrymore show. He's very funny. And his show is called Founding Daddies. And
Called
he's
what?
Founding Daddies. And
Like
he's
Founding
pretty well known,
Fathers,
like in the Bear group. So,
And it's a great comedy show. It starts at 7 tonight. Tickets are available at the door. That's when you really get to see what Red Room looks like as Red Room before we change
right,
it
we have
over
our
to the
cabaret
nightclub.
set up.
Yeah.
So.
And it's exciting. He's really popular, so I'm looking forward to it. I love comedy.
Me too.
Yeah.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later tonight,
We have our underwear party, which starts at 10.
I love an underwear party.
it's fun.
You had yours on Thursday nights through the summer, and I worked
We did.
Thursday nights, so and then do this Friday morning, so I wasn't ever able to go.
Maybe next year. You never
Maybe
know.
tonight.
Or tonight, come tonight. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow night's a really big party for us. We're sponsored by Be Well Dispensary, which is the only locally LGBTQ and former military, lesbian-owned. We love Karen Nash. Thank you so much for supporting us. Be Well Dispensary, best dispensary. I mean, they're all great, but I love this one. It always has everything I need. So she is sponsoring our big event, Possessed, hosted by Thirsty Burlington. So we're so excited about that.
We have Kaya also.
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie and Mahogany. We're also going to be doing pop-up numbers throughout the night. We wanted to have a community event that involved everyone's and without a central. I mean, Spooky Bear is great, but there are a lot of people here in town that do not go to Spooky Bear.
Right.
So we thought, in absence of a major holiday ball like one Mark Jacobs threw, we thought let's try to do something. We have the space that
Yeah, we're taking over both floors, so that's the other different thing is, I ran Saki for 11 years, been out of there for a couple of years. It's been a lot of PTSD resetting it up, but we also turned it into a big graveyard, which is also very fitting because it's my personal brain graveyard, so that works. Oh, it's great. It looks amazing, by the way. And so we're
space
really
is so
excited.
big, I can't even imagine how you would begin to transform that space.
Alan
that
is the
was like the
visionary.
challenge.
Right.
Yeah, he came up with ideas, and then we had to execute. We had friends of ours helped. Raquel and her husband, of course, because you got to have your spooky friends help you with your spooky decorations. So it's 2 floors. The best part and what's great about Be Well supporting us is we have the biggest costume contest in town, I think. The first prize is $1,000. Second prize is $500, and third is $250. So what we really want is I want to see some costumes because we get to decide who gets that prize. And I think that could be a group of people. However you want to enter, you'll come in that night. You'll enter tomorrow night. We have someone who will fill out a little thing, put a number on you, we'll take your picture, and then we'll decide the top X amount of people will come up and present. So I want to see costumes, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to get some good ones. I've gotten a couple of phone calls anonymously saying, heads up because the winner from 2014 Crown is coming and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to look for you.
Stop the presses.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't, yeah.
Like, that's exciting.
Yeah.
but also
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know,
Like
right?
what?
Well, and as much time and effort as we put in decorating and whatnot, it'd be nice to see people look the part. So we're
Yeah.
really excited about that. And then Sunday night is our final for the year Shaft, which is our Monday night party we started in 2016.
Yeah.
Our DJ is Eddie, who's amazing. We all know his Deep Dark House is great. It's this guy's birthday, and it's Halloween. It's Townie night. There's no charge at the door, of course, and we'll be having some antics and fun.
Always.
Somebody better have an after party, though. It can't just end there.
Yeah, no, it won't.
No.
The theme is Halloween.
Yeah, we don't have a theme. Normally,
Because Drizzle
right.
Shaft always has a theme.
Right,
It
right.
does.
Guessing.
Alan's birthday.
Halloween slash Alan's
It's like
birthday.
Halloween. It's
Yeah.
like, just let loose. We're done, really.
Exactly. Dress, don't dress, whatever you need to do to make yourself happy that night.
Cute.
And so you guys officially took over the club in 2019.
We did, right before, we prepared for a good season before the pandemic hit.
Yeah, we had our lineup for 2020 was so amazing. In fact, the other club owners that have little venues like we do were writing to me, congratulations, and let me know if you need help and good luck. We were so excited, and then we all know what happened in 2020.
Right.
And then in June of this year, we could open. So we
Right.
we open up. It still says Happy New Year 2020. So that was
Really?
the last party that was done there without us.
Oh my God.
There was so many spider webs. There were glasses being held to the
Just
bar.
screaming constantly.
And I wish we still had all those spiders. We had to vacuum some away.
They'd be great decorations right now.
They would be great. It
We
was-
did leave a couple of webs.
Yeah, there's some webs from
They're
the
really
ceiling. We're
good.
like, we're keeping you. So it was really interesting to have to hurry up, open. Then we had to hurry up and close.
Right.
And
We had a killer season again planned,
Right.
which we made it halfway through.
yeah.
So.
And about half the acts were able to come because of COVID issues and different things, people running away that shouldn't have and whatnot. But we did end up doing a really great, event with you guys with the Wash Ashore. That was
Yeah,
so
so
great.
fun.
Combination of all the different people and clubs and things like this great beer that we sell. That we of course always look for the Provincetown Brewing Company to be, in our venue. And it was just a great opportunity. So it just shows we can still live through it. We made it through this season. We'll make it even better next year.
And what I've always loved about you guys, it's a collaborative effort. It's like we don't have to compete. Like we're a little town. We can all be there
Right.
for each other and do stuff together. And I just think it's
Yeah.
more fun that way.
Totally.
I, I'm from South Beach, Miami Beach in the 90s. If you needed French fries, you'd call us and we'd bring you French fries. Like we weren't afraid that you were making more money than us. We all worked together. So I see next year being a lot of working together, which should just be easier, less drama. We'll make up other drama or something. Like we could have more pickleball drama. But the clubs can all work together.
Right.
Some acts don't need a big venue, don't need a small one. So let's just work together on this. So
Cheers to that.
cheers to that. Yeah.
Alan, how was the store this summer?
Great. It's the same, my store pretty much follows nightlife because that's what I sell.
Right.
So it was gangbusters until pandemic hit again, and then it was kind of like crickets, and now it picked up. So, people want a reason to dress up. So we're
Yeah,
giving
and-
it to them.
And it's
I
in a
do.
new location this year. It was a
Oh, right,
nice,
yeah. So
real
next to
proper
Cafe
store.
Heaven, which has been, great. I'm above ground, so it's
Yeah,
always
this is-
nice.
yeah.
How did that kind of change the vibe of the store?
Well, I blacked out the windows.
You're like, I don't want to be that visible.
right. And it's not, and I mean, it hasn't been really bad, but I mean, the upside, of course, is there are people that from town that never knew I existed. So that's
No
good.
way.
And then he'll be able to be, because he bought a house here, so he's going to be here for the winter. I'm going to be in and out myself. So he's going to be able to do Holly Folly and the New Year's week and stuff that he's never done before.
We're gonna
so
plan holiday things.
yeah, holiday
Excellent.
shopping and stuff, and maybe even come in and see a live DJ in there or something. Or you never know what we might do in the winter.
I love that.
Right? We've
Right.
got some things planned for Red
We
Room.
do.
We'll be announcing too. A few things for you to be able to do when everything really slows down. Everything really slows down this week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting, like, last winter, I was like, oh my God, it's winter again. It's going to be there's going to be nothing to do again. I'm like, wait, there's going to be things to do this
This year
winter.
we can all be together, and there's more of
Yeah.
us here, so I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's great. And yeah, the two of us are newlyweds, so God
I
knows.
was just saying,
That's
how's
right.
married life, Janet?
I can't.
How is married
you,
life, Janet?
you know, it's funny. Someone the other day was like, "Oh, I'm single and I live alone." I go, "Well, I'm married and I'm living alone, so I get it. 'Cause I'm still here. He's out to sea, and then next week I get to go to Maine and be with my man for a little while, which would be nice for a couple of weeks. So it's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to keep working for a little while, but we love each other. He's great. I mean, I couldn't be happier. And thank you guys for being there. Thank you for covering for him to be
Right.
there. And he married us, which is so confusing because he's my business partner and he married
we have to
me.
explain
so
all of this
people are
all the
like,
time.
"Oh, you married her? Oh, your partners?" It's like, "Oh yeah, it's a lot."
The
But
titles
anyway,
overlap a little.
Yeah.
they do. I love confusing people. It's so much more fun anyway. So we're really happy.
You had one of the most beautiful ceremonies ever out there on Long Point.
Aw,
And
thank
only when
you.
we went to do our own outdoor thing was I like, what was Janet gonna do had it rained that day?
She refused to believe that. I said the first thing was she told me she was getting married, and I'm getting married on Long Point. It's like, what if it rains? And it's not going to rain.
No, I said
and
no,
every time
I-
I asked
no.
her, that's how she answered. And
I was right.
Wasn't it
It was the
cloudless?
most perfect day.
So perfect.
Can you do that for tomorrow?
Yeah, no, I wish. Now that is
Your
gonna
powers
rain.
might not be that strong.
It's gonna rain, but you know what? It's rained here every Halloween.
know,
It
we've
still
always
goes
had
off without a
storms.
hitch. You're
Yeah.
wet, whatever. Have another drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
And it's still going to be warmer than typical.
True. So
yeah.
rain
Yeah, so
with the
it's
warmer is
bad.
better than rain and freezing cold. So it'll be cute.
Yeah, it's weird. If you're watching from not Provincetown, all the leaves are still on the trees and all still green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and I
bizarre.
before this weird storm this week, butterflies were still flying by me constantly. I was like, okay, the monarchs are still here.
Wild.
Yeah, flowers blooming. It's been strange.
Is your costume for Saturday together or individual?
It was gonna be.
It was going to be together, then we realized we still have to work. So.
We're gonna be running around, so we'll be similar. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Have a great weekend. you
Yeah,
guys.
thank you so
you.
much for having us, you guys. We love
Yeah.
Wake Up in Provincetown.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Do we have time for a game?
Let's do a game real quick.
Okay.
Do you have-
so
you got it
I've
ready?
got it pulled up. You guys, whoever calls in first with the name of this movie correctly is going to win a $25 gift card to the Red Inn, which you can use in the next 2 days or save for next year.
No shouting answers if you know.
Okay.
So the number you're going to call is 617-676-7597 when you know the movie this is from?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, you know this one.
I was talking about this last night. That's so weird.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
I feel like the last time we talked about this movie, you hadn't seen it. Or maybe that wasn't you.
I don't think that was
Hopefully everybody has seen this movie.
Great.
But if you haven't, then you're not going to know it.
So once you know the movie that this is from, you're going to call 617-676-7597.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm so ready.
I remember the first time I met him. Oh yeah, it was 2 years ago. Gay Pride Day. I was on the train going home from the festivities, and he was sitting across from me, sleeping. But he wasn't really sleeping. Oh, no. He was pretending to sleep because he knows he looks like an angel when he's sleeping and not the Antichrist he really is. And even though I could tell he was faking, I went along with it. Call me crazy, I don't know. Anyway, he started talking and he gives me some line about some old lady he lives with, and he asked if he could go back to my place. And I told him, I don't invite strangers to my apartment. And then he looks down at his crotch
We get a call.
and he looks up at me.
Hello, caller.
Hi,
Who's this? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from down the street.
Oh, no way. Who are you?
I'm Katie Ledoux.
Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Ineligible, hang up.
No.
What movie do you think this is from?
I didn't know. I was just calling to say happy birthday to Alan.
Happy birthday to
You
Katie
too.
Ledoux.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
All
birthday. Awesome.
Bye.
Her birthday is
Please
tomorrow.
call.
Oh my God, she's so funny.
Keep going.
Okay, so he looks down at his crotch, and then he looks up at me, and he says, "It's big, it's beautiful, and you're gonna love it."
Oh, I got someone.
And I said, "Oh, all right."
Hello, caller.
Hi, it's Trick.
It is Trick.
Trick. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Richard, Provincetown.
Awesome.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
Richard from Provincetown.
Yeah, you just won a $25 gift card to the Red Inn, which you'll probably have to use next year unless you come running in this weekend.
Great, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, Richard.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you to all of you for watching and playing along and waking up in Provincetown.
Yeah, wherever you are.
And thanks to our sponsors, the Be Well Cannabis Dispensary, the Adam
Yes.
Howard Metal Workshop at 3 Bradford Street, the Red Inn, of course, Cafe Heaven,
Project Valor Sale.
and the Project Valor Sailing Organization.
Yeah, we'll see you all next week. Please have a safe, happy, fun Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank